A house of steel, a house of stone.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to give you a workout specifically for your bad back. Now, several years ago, I herniated 2 discs in my lumbar spine and life got terrible real quick. I put on 50 pounds, I was depressed, I was anxious, I was sweaty, I had cellulite, I couldn't move. It was terrible. And here are some of the exercises that I used to rehabilitate myself. Now, my wife is also a physical therapist, and something that I'm excited to offer you guys inside my new online health academy is the ability for you to contact me directly and say, hey Chris, this is my special circumstance. Like Lee and Ethan, I've been talking with these guys recently, they both have back injuries. And what I do with that is I sit down as a strength coach, I consult my wife who's a physical therapist, and we can come up with resources for you, whether it's a series of exercises, a whole training program, whatever. So if you're interested in my online health academy, please send me an email, chriskrugertsc@gmail.com, and let's jump right into the workout. When we do these exercises, you already have a sore back, you have a bad back, an injured back. So the most important things are that you keep your postural alignment. So you want to stack your ears over your shoulders, over your hips, always. Because as soon as you come off of that, you're creating this moment arm, this torque and leverage that is causing your back to fire up. So we're either going to use this power line, this alignment of hip, shoulder, ear, or we're going to support your hips and support your spine. So first one with the monster walk is I want to be lined up. I'm pulling my belly button in, my core is tight. Here, we can actually see it here is, there's obviously a lot of different core muscles, but you have your 6-pack muscles on top, your rectus abdominis, and that pulls your ribs to your hips or your pelvis to your sternum. We want to engage a deeper muscle called your transverse abdominis, and that's like if you get the sensation of your belly button being pulled in. So I want you to pull your belly button in, keep it tight here on the sides of your hips, and then the movement for the monster walk, once I've got all this alignment taken care of, my core is tight, is just a simple step and a gather step. So it's lead step, gather step. Lead step, and you see as I take the lead step, my leading arm goes back. So lead step, gather step. Lead step, gather step. I'm not dragging the back foot, and I'm not leaning back to pick up the front foot. So yeah, in lots of my workouts we'll do this banded, and we try to get thicker and thicker bands as we drive forward and then beat the band at both ends. So I'm driving forward to beat the band, and then I'm trying to pick up and take a little step to beat the band. So I don't want you to use the band yet, because just leaning over and putting the band on is putting you in a compromised position for your back. And that's with all of the movements for today's workout. Is not only do I want great posture, not only do I want to support your spine in certain movements, but getting into and out of the movement, it's vitally important that you're paying attention. So we would go 10 steps with the lead foot going out, and then 10 steps the other direction coming back. So it's here, drive, pick it up, set it down. Drive it out, pick it up, set it down. Drive it out, pick it up, set it down. Belly button pulled in, shoulders, knees, hips. Try to keep my chest up as much as possible. So I don't want to be leaned out here, but chest up. And I say this to my clients, whatever sport they play, like if they're a tennis player, see the court, basketball, see the court, see the ice, see the field. So my butt's down, my chest is up, I drive, gather, drive, gather, drive, gather. So that's monster walk. 10 steps down, 10 steps back. Okay, the next move is the reverse lunge. So again, posturally, we want to stack up ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, ear, belly button pulled in, my ribs, my sternum pulled down towards my hips. That's your transversus abdominis. That's pulling your core tight. Pull it in. Your belly button in towards your spine. And then you will keep your hip, shoulder, and ear stacked. Reverse lunge, back to the top. These don't have to be fast. And as you take the reverse lunge, I want you to keep, the cue I use with my clients is train tracks. So you can see the lines on the floor. I don't want to step myself onto a tightrope. What you want to do is, if you have a line or something to line up with, is keep your toes forward, feet hip width apart, and then drop back. And here you can see my back is not compromised yet. I'm stacked up, I'm straight up, and I come back to the top, and then switch to the other side. So count to 10, do 5 each, and that's the reverse lunge. Okay, the next thing is bucks and 4-step crunch. Now, just going from the monster walk and reverse lunge, if I'm transitioning to the floor, be mindful of how you're getting to the floor. So I might step down here, I might take this hand and base out, kick through, set myself down, or whatever way is going to get you to the floor as safely as possible. It might be here, walk your hands down to the elbow, roll to your back. But once you get down here, this is what in my strength conditioning, we call bucks. You could call them bridges. People use different terminology, but here we go. It's your palms open to the sky, your shoulder blades pulled in and gathered behind your heart almost, so your collarbones spread. Again, keep your toes straight forward, squeeze your butt, keep your belly button pulled in, your core tight, and try to squeeze your butt and get every fiber engaged so that your hips lift up into the power line. So knee, hip, shoulder again lined up. And right here, you're going to drop down, so it's like a hinge from your hips. Squeeze your butt, hips up. And then you're going to drop your butt to where it just touches the floor. And then again, squeeze every fiber in your butt, core tight, belly button pulled in. It's tight here on the side. Drop down, squeeze up, drop down. So, well, you can start out as just like 3 sets of 5. So you'll do 5 bucks and then 5 4-step crunches. And it's 4 steps because it's squeeze, sink, hold, return. So like we were talking about earlier, the first step here is squeeze. I want my core tight and I'm going to squeeze up. I'm sinking my belly button down. My belly button is driving through my abdomen, through my spine. I'm pulling it in as tight as I can. So squeeze, sink, hold, return. So my chin is up towards my chest. I squeeze, sink, hold. I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Make sure my transverse abdominis is tight and return. Squeeze, sink, hold, tap, tap, tap. And right here, my lower back is in total contact with the ground. So something I do with my clients is I say, imagine there's a picnic basket over here and an anthill over here, and the ants are trying to go through under your back to get to the picnic basket. You squeeze, sink, hold, put your whole back or your lower back in total contact with the ground, and don't let the ants pass. And that's 2 important core muscles is your transversus abdominis sinking down and your rectus abdominis squeezing up, holding tight, and then returning. So superset those like 3 sets of 5 each. So 5 bucks, 5 crunches, 3 times through. Careful the way you're getting up and getting down. Next one is going to be Swiss ball Superman. So before I said we want to work on posture, and then if you don't have the posture of everything stacked up, then we want to support your hips. So again, really careful the way you get up and get down. But I'll take a Swiss ball, put it right under my hips. Careful the way I get here. So now I'm based out, and that just means I'm not tipping over. And I'm going to raise my right heel, left hand. Switch. So maybe with your back injury, a move like a plank wouldn't be advisable because you don't have the core strength yet, your back is still inflamed. But this little alternating Superman movement is excellent. And you can probably see my spinal erectors and my glutes turning on. You know, my glutes back here and my spinal erectors getting fired up. that side. And a lot of people think, oh, my core muscles, that's just my abs. It's everything in your torso, from the bottom of your butt to your earlobes, is all core strength that you want to develop. So the way you stabilize your head with your neck, the way you stabilize your shoulders, all the way down to your butt, because your glutes and your hips are really the foundation for your whole spine. So yeah, incredible core strength is something I want to develop with all my clients, from here to here. And then you can worry about getting strong shoulders, arms, legs to generate force and do other activities. What's the other superset here? Superman. So after you get those alternating Supermans in, kick through, again, being careful how you move. And then this move is dead bugs. So again, sink, squeeze, hold, chin up, chest up, your hands and feet go up. You'll drop one side down, reaching out, so your heel goes long, your hand goes long. The other hand is behind your head, and switch. And what you want is to be as smooth and calm and quiet as possible. You want 0 ants through your ant tunnel. Finally, we're going to have crazy eights and core igniters. Again, careful how you move. So a crazy eight is going to use the Swiss ball here, and we're going to do 8 bridges, 8 curls, and then 8 bucks. So the bridge is like this, pulling my toes to the nose, squeezing hips up, just like the buck we did earlier. We just lengthen it out, now we're calling the bridge. Then we're going to roll the ball in. So this becomes a hamstring curl, belly button in, core tight, spinal erectors turned on. So 8 of those, and then we can do 8 here. And of course, you've got to start where you're starting. So it might be 1 bridge, 1 curl, 1 buck, or 2 or 3. But with my clients, I generally do 8 to 12 in the series. And then superset that right here with core igniters. So you've already got all the cues: squeeze, sink, hold. We're just going to add the ball. I'm going to put my hands up on, obviously the ball doesn't have corners, but I'm going to put the hands up right in front of my shoulders. Sink, squeeze, hold, and try to pop the ball against my knees. 10, 9, 8, 7. So squeeze and hold for 10 seconds. Take a break and do 3 of those for 10 seconds. All right, so that's the video for today for Lee and Ethan. Monster walk, reverse lunge, bucks in the crunch, Superman and the dead bugs, crazy eights and the core igniters, to really focus on your core strength and strengthen your back. Now, I love making workouts like this. This is the stuff I do with my personal training clients all the time. What I want to do is be able to help all of my students inside the academy, where I can work with you one-on-one. And if there's a program that I don't have already, I'll sit down with my wife, she's a physical therapist, and together I'll use my expertise as a strength coach and personal trainer. She'll help me with the physical therapy side, and we will help you the best way that we can. What we want is for you to experience true health and fitness, not shortcuts to 6-packs and all that mumbo jumbo. It's about living longer, being stronger, being more resilient, and living ultimately a happier, more fulfilling life. If you have any questions, please email me, chriskruger@tsc@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and watch more of my videos. Thank you.